All right, everybody, we got to talk about it. Elon Musk, he just got $7.1 billion new dollars of funding for his Twitter acquisition. So we have to talk about it because this is kind of crazy. We got to figure out who he got this money from and how this deal is getting done. Elon Musk said he secured another $7 billion back in for his Twitter deal, including from a Saudi prince. So Musk said in a previous filing he had already secured $46 billion. And among the new backers is Saudi Arabia's Prince Al-Walid bin Talal. Now, this is the interesting part of the story. This guy rejected the initial offer from Elon Musk as he thought that it was undervaluing the company. He even tweeted publicly, hey, we don't think this is a good deal. Nonetheless, he's buying it now, right? Or he's committing a total of $1.9 billion worth of shares to back Musk's proposed buyout. So I guess someone convinced him that, like, hey, this is going to happen and you should probably be a part of it. Larry Ellison and cryptocurrency exchange Binance are also listed as backers, the latter having promised $500 million. So Binance, a cryptocurrency exchange, putting $500 million into the bid. Why are they doing this? Well, if Binance can offer $500 million, number one, they get to be associated with Elon Musk and get into the deal, right? You always want to get into the deal. It's fun if you're big names. I mean, the fact that they're getting publicity and people who don't know about Binance are going to know about them now because they're getting into the deal. That's a big thing. And number two is the idea of decentralizing Twitter and making it a crypto run process. I mean, if Binance could be, I don't know, the exchange or some type of integration that works with Twitter as it attempts to allow micropayments via cryptocurrencies. Dogecoin is one of those currencies that Elon Musk has talked about should be used for micropayments. Then there is a symbiotic potential relationship that exists there. So you've got Binance putting in $500 million. Larry Ellison, we don't know how much he put in, but he's putting it in. He is the founder of Oracle. He is a good friend of Elon Musk. In fact, Larry Ellison and Elon Musk actually went to Hawaii together to talk about a lot of stuff. As you can see, his net worth $100 billion, and he is the co-founder of Oracle. So that's pretty big. Now Prince, let's talk about this guy. Prince Al-Walid bin Talal is the founder of the Kingdom Holding Company. The Kingdom Holding Company, for those who don't know, which is incredibly interesting. Let's go to them right here. Kingdom Holding Company is the largest conglomerate investment fund and private investment company in Saudi Arabia with $13 billion worth of assets under management. So as you see on their website, we are one of the world's leading and most successful diversified investment holding companies delivering continuous and sustainable growth that increase long-term shareholder value. Very corporate-esque statement, but it's what you expect from a company like this that manages $13 billion. So 25% return on real estate investments the last 5 years, 31% return on technology investments the last 5 years. When you see stuff like this and websites like this, like, to me, I just realize how big the world is and how much money there is. Like, the world is really big. And there's a lot of money and it's just flowing everywhere. Like, there's a lot, and you know, if you're trying to get money, it's there. There's just a lot of it in a lot of places. So here are the investments they made. We look for partners who share our drive for excellence and expansion. That's why we see KHC companies consistently leading from the front across industries. You got Twitter that's there. Deezer, if you guys don't know, they just went public via SPAC. Deezer is a kind of a competitor to Spotify. They do music streaming, but they're mainly focused in Europe. Uber, Lyft, Citibank, some, you know, big names, JD.com, more Chinese companies. So as you can see, they invest in a lot of places. Now, this is the guy that's putting up $1.9 billion for Elon Musk's proposed buyout. He is the chairman of this board. So the interesting thing, though, is so as the website says, he lost billions during 2008 financial crisis, but profited hugely in the world after. In 2017, he was among the source of royals rounded up by the 10 newly minted Saudi crown prince Mohammed bin Salman as a part of a major anti-corruption drive. He tweeted on April 14th, before Twitter accepted Musk's bid, saying he didn't believe Musk's offer matched Twitter's values, or Twitter's proposed value. And that was the interesting part. I don't believe that the proposed offer by Elon Musk comes close to the intrinsic value of Twitter. Being one of the largest and long-term shareholders of Twitter, I reject this offer. Well, he did not reject this offer now. Now he's back into the deal. And I think the reason he's back into the deal is because someone told him, hey, this is the best deal you're going to get for Twitter. So you probably should take the deal, because you want to get the deal that's actually the best deal. And if you take a deal that's not a good deal, you're not really going to get much done. Musk responded to the tweet, how much of Twitter does the kingdom own and what are the kingdom's views on freedom of speech? This is the part that's a little interesting to me, because I don't understand, the relationship here. If Musk has already criticized Saudi Arabia and the prince of Saudi, or the chairman of this holding company, to not be nice to free speech, let's put it that way, And Twitter is a free speech platform. Primarily, Elon Musk is acquiring it because he wants to bring free speech back to the platform. Then the question is, why are you allowing him to sort of put up this level of financing? I mean, why don't you just buy his shares? Why are you letting him into the deal? So I think at the end of the day, this is kind of the nature of business. It's like, this guy's got 1.9 billion. You don't agree with everything he says, but if you're taking the company private, and he's like not a majority shareholder, he's literally just putting up the money. He's not going to be able to actually cause this entire conflict of interest that exists within the ecosystem of Twitter, because if you want it to be super free speech and this guy, you know, doesn't like certain people that are talking, and Saudi Arabia is not that big on free speech, does he have outsized influence? I would say no, because that's not going to happen if you're a minority shareholder, and that's definitely not going to happen if Elon Musk is running the company and, you know, he's calling all the shots. I don't think he was able to do this with the current Twitter management. They kind of did it themselves when it came to censorship and blocking and stuff like that. So it seems like this guy's just putting up the money. And Elon Musk is like, hey, if you've got the money, we're going to do, you know, we're going to get you in the deal. Now, the reason they need to do this is because the pure goal is that if Elon Musk can reduce the collateral on his margin with his Tesla shares, then that increases the probability that there's not a margin call, right? So Elon Musk sold about $8.5 billion worth of Tesla stock. The rest of the Tesla stock is being used as margin to actually finance his deal. The more financing he gets from outside suitors and parties, the less he has to rely on his Tesla stake, which is good for Tesla stakeholders, because if the price were to ever drop, if something were to happen, that would be very bad for Elon Musk, because he would get margin called and he would lose ownership over Tesla because the banks would take his shares. Now, the other interesting thing about this, and just the story that's been developing, is that Bill Gates has questioned Elon Musk's goal with Twitter. He's saying that, look, he's going to make things worse, or he could make things worse. And it was interesting. I saw the interview that he did. And basically he said, I kind of doubt that this will happen this time, but we should have an open mind and never underestimate Elon. That's good. And he said, how does he feel about something on Twitter that says vaccines kill people, or that Bill Gates is tracking people? What are his goals for what it ends up being? Does that match the idea of less extreme falsehood spreading so quickly and weird conspiracy theories? Does that he share that goal or not? And, you know, overall he was saying, you know, it's a question of ultimately misinformation, and it's a question of how misinformation is going to impact the platform. And does Elon Musk have the potential to combat misinformation, or is he going to be such an absolutist that anything goes, and that, you know, people can get access to any type of information they want because of the nature of free speech, which led him to the conclusion that he can make Twitter worse? Now, there's different opinions on this. Number one, I think that there is a real concern with misinformation, obviously, and platforms do need to have some role with moderation, because then you get, you know, really real life situations that are bad that happen as a result of massive misinformation. But it's a question of how you do it. And I think that's what Elon Musk has had an issue with. It's like, it's a question of how Twitter is promoting or not promoting misinformation, or how they're blocking things for simple jokes that are taken out of context that get deemed as misinformation, or how they're showing certain articles and not articles. And I think it's not a question of like, we want rampant information, because then no one's going to use your platform, because everyone's going to be like, I don't know what I'm seeing here. It's more so a question of how do you manage a collective global consciousness of people tweeting 6,000 times a second on a variety of different niches, while also maintaining fair and balanced moderation, and at the end of the day, minimal moderation, so that everyone can communicate, and the idea and the free and the marketplace of ideas can ultimately allow those ideas to compete against each other, and the best ones will win. I think Elon Musk has a plan for that. I don't think we know that plan, but I think he has ideas. He's working with some smart people, and because he has those ideas, working with smart people and trying to get those ideas materialized, he's ultimately going to try to be the one to fix and solve the problems that exist with Twitter. So we will see what happens, but this is very interesting. Elon Musk gets a new $7.1 billion offer in order to finance this Twitter deal. I'm excited to see what he does with this, and very excited to see if this ends up being something that could fundamentally change the prospects of Twitter over the next 5-6 years. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on what do you think Elon Musk is going to do with Twitter. I also did another video yesterday about Elon Musk and his global consciousness concept of using AI coming from Twitter to feed the Tesla robot. I think it was pretty cool. You can check out that video, leave it in the description, or it'll be like right here in the box. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you later.